let's go now. Let's count down. Paul, big one. 48 days to go. The 2014 FIFA World Cup, 48 days to go. How does that make you feel? From 4 years ago, when the World Cup got underway in South Africa, now it's...
Which was a disaster, by the
for,
way.
for us.
For us.
For Africa, really. Apart from
Africa,
Ghana.
because we were the host continent, too.
And we didn't go beyond the quarterfinals.
Man.
But this is 48 days to go, and people are having different expectations about Brazil. I don't know where this optimism is coming from. A lot of people feel that this is going to be Africa's best.
I've always believed that.
Maybe the weather, maybe the feelings, maybe, I don't know. Are you getting that vibe as well?
I don't know about other African nations that we participate in, but for me, I have a very positive vibe about Super Eagles. When you have a capable handler in Stephen Keshi, you know, who cannot go wrong in my own book? So why wouldn't I have that positive vibration? Absolutely. So this year is going to be the best year for African country. Where
At the
Nigeria at the World Cup. In Nigeria, I'm hoping and praying that we will surpass the best record, which was to get to the quarterfinals.
All African
That's
countries
my hope, yes.
have never gone beyond the quarterfinals. Some have come so close to breaking the jinx,
But it
never
happened. But this time, I'm just hoping and praying
the apostolic anointing on Paul the Apostle.
Hey, amen.
On
What
Paul
was
Okoku.
that? Acts 1 and 2. Okay. I'm for real.
Let's talk about what you are seeing on your screen.
Okay.
The president of Brazil and the general secretary of FIFA have been assuring everybody that this World Cup will not be a disaster in terms of the failure of Brazil to be ready with some of the preparations that they've put in place. Let's just allow you to listen to what they had to say. The president of Brazil assuring everybody. You can see a Brazilian World Cup legend as well, Jerome Valcke as well, has been talking. They're assuring everybody that, look, this is going to be the best World Cup ever. Let's bring you some of those reactions, and then we'll come back for more on Sports Tonight.
And I received a number of SMS from friends of mine who say, wow, I mean, there is again the war in Brazil. It's sad to see that 1 minute is shown around the world of something which is important, something which is sad because there were deaths, but something which doesn't mean that the security and the safety of the World Cup is at risk at all. So we are not anxious because what has happened in Rio happened 2 days ago. It doesn't mean that we organize an emergency meeting to discuss about security. Security and safety is under control.
All right, so that's from FIFA's point of view. Everything will fall into place. All right, let's believe FIFA and hope that that's what we see. But that doesn't stop us from getting ready on our own end. Whether FIFA and Brazil sort out those things or not, we need to get our team prepared. Paul, you were in Abuja last week, and I mean, you saw what happened. The story of the week, surely, was NFF Technical Subcommittee and Steve Keshi meeting, Keshi getting an extra week to knock his World Cup squad together, check out on injured players and all of that. And the good news for me is that for the first time, Keshi, well, maybe not for the first time, Keshi, NFF Technical Subcommittee, everybody appear to be on the same page.
Okay. Well, to be honest with you, I don't know where this controversy is coming from. Because on the day of this
Meeting in
Abuja, that was last Tuesday.
Yeah.
Was it last
a
Tuesday
few
or
days
Wednesday?
ago.
A few days ago.
Tuesday this week.
Yes, I was in Abuja and I was at the NFF office.
Okay.
Right after he presented the list, it took about 2 to 3 hours. Stephen Keshi and I, we went, for a dinner.
Okay. After the meeting.
After the meeting,
okay.
yes.
Okay.
Relaxed at a Simone Chinese restaurant. I know Stephen. If he's upset, I can feel it. No matter how he tried to hide it. And I didn't see any friction, from his reaction. He was happy go Stephen Keshi. And when, the president, Alhaji
NFF President Aminu Megari.
When he came out, he told the press, everything is, fine. We are here to support Keshi. I spoke with Chris Green,
the technical committee
chairman, who told me, Paul, I know you are close to Stephen Keshi. I'm telling you, this is Stephen Keshi's list. We just want to ask questions here and there. We're not going to scrutinize him. If he tells us this is the players he's taking to the World Cup,
I have confidence
we're going to support him. And Stephen Keshi told me, there was no reason for me to probe any further. During our dinner, I asked him, was that your final list? He said, Johnny Rep. No, that's what he calls me. And I call him Bobby Moore, the late
Bobby Moore, the central defender.
Central defender of Holland. Britain.
Of England.
England. And he said, no, that's not my final list. So I couldn't probe any further. If he had told me that was my final list, then I'll be asking questions, follow-up questions like, who do you have? Do you have Osaze? Do you have Ikeuche, who have been dominating the controversy? But there was no reason for me to ask any further question. So we just let it be and just enjoyed our dinner.
But as someone who has played football to the highest level, what would you suggest? I mean, you've played the game to the highest level, and interestingly, you are also schooled and all of that. What advice would you be giving Stephen Keshi? This is the crucial time. Nigeria's World Cup opponents, Iran, are in South Africa playing club sides because most of their players play in the Asian League and they can take excuse and go to the national camp. What would you be advising as we speak right now? Because you can't get your boys together. They are playing for their different clubs, and yet people expect that preparations in some form or the other will be ongoing.
There's so much about these bench warmers. And it's not fair to label our international players who have made tremendous stride to get to this stage. To label them at bench warmers.
But those who call them bench warmers, what else would they, what would they do? If they're not playing...
Hold up, I'm not blaming them for saying that. I'm just saying it's an unfair characterization and comment for world-class players like Victor Moses, Mikel Obi. Sometimes you have to understand, it depends on the style of play.
On what the coach wants to do.
On what the coach wants to do. In fact, during our dinner, when we're having dinner with Stephen Keshi, Mikel Obi, Stephen Keshi looked at it, Mikel Obi is starting.
Yeah,
That's great.
For Chelsea.
For Chelsea.
Yeah, in the Champions League.
Hold on. He said, they must be playing a defensive game today. Key word, they must be playing a defensive game today. So that doesn't mean that Mikel Obi is not good enough to be on the bench.
It depends on what the coach wants to do.
On what the coach wants to do. You understand? So Keshi himself understands that. So when people tell Keshi, you are taking bench warmers to the World Cup, and he's saying, that's not true. I'm taking the best players to the World Cup.
The best Nigerian players.
The best Nigerian players who are competing with the best players in the world. You have to defend your players, and he's doing the right thing.
Let's wrap up this very quickly. But the last time you came, Paul, we talked about 1983 Flying Eagles.
Yes.
The scholarship that was promised by the federal government. Yeah. Were you able to find anything out in Abuja?
Oh, my goodness. I am so excited. I can tell you right now that we have a new sheriff in town, the new sports minister.
Oh, is the new sheriff in town?
He is. Danagogo. He is, I'm telling you. I was in his office. I was so impressed. These are some of the things. I've left Nigeria over 30 years ago. I'm used to structure. And I was sitting down, listening to this guy talk to some of his staff members. And I was wondering to myself, am I going to be the next person this guy is going to chew out? Because he was so serious about what he's trying to do. And wow, just the fact that he said, Paul, I will listen to you.
Okay.
He put the monkey on my back. He said, Paul, you know what? I am new to in this position. I don't know about your scholarship, but I want you to go to Elegbeleye.
Okay,
and
the DG.
tell him, the DG, Honorable, tell him to come and talk to me about the scholarship. That is putting the responsibility on me. And Mr. Honorable Elegbeleye, to be fair to him, in January, he told me, Paul Okoku, I have done my part. I have made my recommendation to the president and to the then minister.
The Chairman of National Sports Commission,
Bolaji
Abdullahi.
Exactly. And I said, if you have done that and your hands off, are you giving me the permission to talk to the minister? He said, Paul, you have my blessing.
Anyway, for those who are wondering what exactly is going on, what this is about, I think it happened over a year ago.
September of last year.
Last year. 1983 set of the Flying Eagles. The
Yes.
first one, the
The
first
first
set,
in the history of Nigeria
the first set of Flying Eagles to
that
qualify
qualified for any FIFA
for the
organized tournament
for
in
any
the history of
FIFA
Nigeria.
organized tournament. There was a pronouncement at that time that all of those,
Alhaji Shehu Shagari.
the president at that
Then,
time is still
yes,
alive,
he's
that
still alive.
all members of that team
Yes.
will get scholarship to the US, wherever
Yes,
they wanted to go
any
to school.
part of
the
the
world where they
to
wanted to
further
go.
their education.
So what exactly is the point now?
They gave us options then, either houses or scholarship.
Okay.
Most of us were students. So
We wanted
opted
scholarship,
for
like you,
scholarship,
went to the
like
US.
myself, exactly.
Tajuddin
Olukoni
Disu.
brothers, Tajuddin Disu, Chibuzo Hilebu.
Yeah.
You remember him?
Yeah, yeah.
And they told us, hey, we're going to foot your bill. And here we are today, 30 years later. But just to be fair to the federal government, this is the closest that we have
Come, since that time.
Since that time. And credit to Elegbeleye, who opened the doors for us. And for the fact that the president of Nigeria is aware of this, these are the product of our generation. Think about that. The current Minister of Sports, Elegbeleye, and the present...
Your contemporaries.
These are our contemporaries. These are the people that were clapping for us
When you were playing
when
in
we were
those days.
playing, who were telling us, go Paulo Koku, go Raymond King, go Tajuddin Disu, Olukoni brothers. Now, David Mark too. Now we are pleading with them to make the right decision and honor those who labored for this country.
All right, Paul, we will talk more about your foundation maybe later on. I'm sure Lagos is also very key in all that you're doing. We'll come to talk about that later on, maybe some other time,
Okay.
because we have to run now.
Okay.
Let's come home now, and this time talk about club football on the continent. For Nigeria, club football on the continent is all about one club, and that's Bayelsa United. They are up against Silway Sports of Cote d'Ivoire. They lost the first leg last week by 2-0. Now they have a mountain to climb. They need to cancel 2 goals, score more goals if they have any hope of getting to the round-robin stage, the money-spinning stage of the CAF Confederations Cup. So we wish Bayelsa United all the best of luck. Let me run through the other fixtures for you. Difan Jadida of Morocco will be up against El Ahly of Egypt. Joliba of Mali in the Mali derby against AS Real Bamako of Mali. Etoile du Sahel of Tunisia will be up against Oroya of Guinea. Medeama of Ghana with a 2-0 deficit from the first leg against AC Leopards of Congo. Then Petro Atletico of Angola against Coton Sport of Cameroon. These are some of the fixtures for you of the playoff rounds of the CAF Confederations Cup. We have ASEC Mimosas against Kaizer Chiefs. Kaizer Chiefs are playing this game with a weakened side. In fact, their chief coach, their technical advisor, did not travel down to Cote d'Ivoire. They sent an assistant coach, Dr. Komalo, to come and lead the side because he wants to win the South African League. That's how seriously they take the CAF Confederations Cup. And then the last one, CAB Zetin against Nkana Red Devils. First leg ended goalless. These are the fixtures for you this weekend in the CAF Confederations Cup playoff. Once again, Bayelsa United, go for it. We wish you all the best. You can cancel those 2 goals and score many more goals and qualify. We wish you the very best of luck. Paul, thank you for your time. On Sports Tonight this Friday. We'll see you some other time, I'm sure, as we build up to the World Cup. Maybe when we want to get inside stories, read Keshi's mind.
Okay.
Maybe when it's time to release the 30-man list,
Right.
we'll bring you on the show. Come on, give us an insight.
I'm not promising you anything now. Don't put me on the spot. I'm not going.
Oh, we're trying to push.
I'm not going to throw my friend under the bus,
Well,
man.
we're trying
My
to
secret
push.
is sealed.
Oh, all right. Okay.
If he gives me permission,
Any secret
I
it
have-
keeps
I
with
have-
you is secret.
I have a limitation.
Yeah.
Just to let you know that,
Okay.
so
All
that I
right.
can get more
more in the future.
for personal consumption.
All right.
Exactly.
We need to go on that break now. When we return, Dunadio Konta will be joining me and Saeed Abbas as well on Sports Tonight.